Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today? Well, we'll be doing another pre-recorded episode of Happy in Paradise. This is where Isabel will be like, good evening everyone. Right now it's 11 PM on Sunday, 30th of July 2023. I'm actually like kind of thirsty, so let me have a sip of water. As we try and find customization that we want to do. I don't know whose of these we've done. Who do we got in here? We got Vic, we got... It's not like Marlow. Is it Marlow? Something like that. Broccolo. And Alfonso or something. Wheat. Okay, you want a wheat field? You want a sport arena? And I think we've done Alfonso's. Okay, I'm not, like, super into any of them. I guess a movie style one could be a bit interesting. But I think we've done that a few times, right? Like, we've done Gigi's one, but I think that's a Diva's hideout or something. So I guess it's kind of like adjacent rather than actually being it. The wheat one, I'm not really sure which one we're going to do, to be perfectly honest. I'm not feeling anything particularly complex. I mean, I have just recorded one, which was, I mean, it wasn't that complex to be honest, but, you know, I'm not in the mood for anything crazy. I don't even know who most of these people are. Who are you? But unfortunately, you're no longer allowed to enjoy your fine dining experience because I need to talk to you to see what customizations you've got in mind. Nice scenery. Little factory in a small town. I'm not really feeling out any of these. I might just do one of the ones which is outside on the beach. I can't remember what that was, to be perfectly honest. But I mean, none of those really sort of jump out at me at being like, whoa, this looks like it's something I want to do, / it'll be fun. Seafood restaurant. I don't know, some of these just seem like complicated. I'm like, it's 11 PM. I don't want something that complicated. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I guess we'll go with Rhonda's one? You're Rhonda, right? I mean, I'm gonna go with you mainly because you've been on this island like so many different times now. Enough that I actually do kind of recognise your prompt. It's probably about time we give you your one. You know, I think Ava's also been here a lot, but that's neither here nor there. Home for Pleasant Dreams. It has been a while, I suppose, since we've done one of these. We have done a few of them, like Olivia's, Diana's. I guess Cleo's is along the same sort of lines. So how are we going to make this one different? That's a good question. Well, I'm going to give you, I think, a remote island. So I want it to be like a dreamscape where you can find inner peace. Something like that. Not that one. Because we've done a lot of dreamscapes before about like sleeping and stuff like Land of Nod, Olivia's one or whatever. So I'm going to try and make this unique somehow. I haven't really decided how yet, but we'll figure it out, I suppose, as we get there. I think an isolationist sort of like meditative paradise would be quite nice compared to the others, which are a bit more busy, you know. It's my excuse for making things sparse, I suppose, but I'm just trying to think, you know. Olivia's one was basically like an actual living quarters from what I remember. Diana's one is just an absolute trip. It doesn't make any logical sense from what I recall. So yeah, I don't know, like a meditation area would be quite nice. I don't know if there's a waterfall wallpaper, but if we can have like running water or something like that. I don't really know. We're going to figure out. I mean, this kind of looks like a dream sanctuary sort of thing. You know, the same thing that Luna has in... Well, I don't think she has it in this game, but you know what I mean. I don't know how elegant styling I want. I think something spiritual feels like something that make the most sense. I feel like we used Starry Wall before, though. I basically kind of want to recreate Luna's like dream suite. I don't know if I want the Starry Night thing, but I can't remember what I used for Diana's and Olivia's. But definitely something along these sort of lines, something like dreamy, planescape, literally in the clouds. But something bright, I think. Because the others always take place at like a dark night time, which makes sense for sleepy time. But this one's going to be a bit different. It's going to be like heaven. How about that, you know? Is this heaven? Where she brings you like on a journey of sleep or something. A home for pleasant dreams. Obviously, we're going to have to put some sort of stuff. I'm just trying to think what else would make sense in here, to be honest. I have a feeling this is going to be very similar to Cleo's like bathroom thing. I don't know if I want it to be that similar, but I guess maybe we should just lean fully into the dream world sort of feeling. Like detach itself from practicality. Because Olivia's was practical, Diana's was kind of practical. It just like was a nonsensical house layout. This one isn't even a house anymore. You know, I know it's a home for pleasant dreams, but you know, we're abstracting. Okay, so that's a sort of vibe I'm going to go for. I'm going to make this look like heaven. Angelic harps, you know. And you might be like, what does heaven look like? That's a good question. I don't think any of us can really say. But it's going to look white. It's going to look angelic. It's going to look beyond, transcendent. Perhaps is the best word for it. There's going to be a choir of angels in the background, singing heavenly dulcet tones. You know? You might be like, does that make sense? I don't really know if it makes sense, to be honest, but hey ho, that's what I'm sticking with. If only these could like automatically play songs or something. A cello. And maybe like a violin or something. Just, you know, pretend there's like mini cherubs over there playing music or something. I wonder if a Virgo harp makes more sense. I don't know if we want the gold vibe. It's also a lot smaller. I think it being a lot bigger feels quite reasonable. And a nuptial bell. Okay. Looks kind of heavenly, doesn't it? Ethereal. That's a word I'm going for. Ethereal. I've not really chosen a great acreage to put you in, though, the more I think about it. But, oh well, you know, I've made that bed, now I've got to line it. Is there like a violin somewhere? Fancy violin, yeah? But I don't want to lean into the starry imagery too much, because I've done the starry imagery twice now, with these sort of dreamlike areas. I think we'll try and lead into the sort of cloud imagery instead. Fluffy, you know? There's not a lot of cloud items though, so that's definitely going to be something difficult. These aren't chairs. What am I doing? I was trying to find a piano stool, but just wasn't even looking at the chairs. I'm almost tempted not even put like a music box in here. Just the ethereal music by itself. You know? What if we just did like... Okay, I wanted like running water, but a cave is perhaps a bit too eerie ambiance. What else can we put in here which would feel quite ethereal? I guess aroma pods and stuff, but I guess everything would just be pure white. Otherwise it will be something which could visibly detract from the serenity, the perfect symmetry of it all. I almost like want to take out the windows as well. And I say almost. I'm gonna take out the windows, I suppose, is the response to that. And maybe I'll change the lighting a little bit. I think it should be pure white, but maybe it should not be so harsh because you can't see anything otherwise. But something like this, you know? Again, we're not focusing on night times and stars. We're focusing on heavenly cloud airiness, you know? Something that sort of transcends above. I wonder if this one is more sensible. I feel like the cloud one probably makes a bit more sense. The sky high cloud one. Yeah, I think that also, you know, because I know it's meant to be quite like white. Everything's meant to be like pure crystalline, I suppose, and that's not crystalline, but pure in that sense. But it was actually just kind of hurting my eyes, to be honest. And that's probably not something to aspire to for a customization. What else can we do to make this look more angelic? It's not really like... Oh, we could put angel statues in. That's a good idea. There's a couple of them. They might look a bit disconcerting, I suppose, because they're like beheaded, but... Or maybe we could put like beautiful statues in. Like these other people have a band. That's quite funny. No, we'll put one on each side, because I think they're mirrored, right? No, they're not mirrored. Okay, one of these is fake and one of these is real. That's pretty hard to discern. I don't know which one's fake and which one's real. I thought I knew all their differences off the top of my head, but... Oh no, wait, hold on. No, the fake one's wearing a necklace. I think that's right. Well, we could do this, because... No. Yes, okay. Never mind. Because the real one's always displayed first, and then it's the fake one. Like, item ID wise. So something like this, you know? You transcended above reality itself. I kind of want to move the instruments. Or maybe just get rid of the instruments. Do I need them? I guess not. If we're trying to go for transcendence above even human manifestations, I think we just need people. Like these porcelain, well, not porcelain, marble statues. Something like that. Now I think angels probably look a little bit better. But I kind of like this one, like the angel of sleep, I suppose, manifesting above. So something else should go in the corner, I think. Something else which is big, heavenly. I mean, maybe that's where the harps go. What are compulsory items are you? Oh, we've actually put them all down. Okay. Okay, Lullaby is actually probably quite a good soundtrack thing, but a cube light, I worry, looks too futuristic. I think we very much leaned into a very sort of like, I'm not sure Renaissance era is the right word, but I'm going to use it anyway, like a Renaissance era of aesthetic, what we're going for. I guess these like infusers probably don't quite fit the aesthetic, but I'm actually going to turn this around and actually I think bringing it forward does make it feel a bit more spaced out. It's like it's drawing a star, which looks both a bit cultish and also like it's like a planned set of motion, you know? Now my worry is this looks a little bit plain, because it is a bit plain. The thing is, when I made the other customizations in the dark, it kind of hides the fact that it's a little bit empty. So I think we're going to have to cheat a little bit and put some floor lights into... The thing is, you don't even see the floor lights because it's so bright in here in the first place. It seems a little bit redundant. But at least it gives something visually on the ground. Mushroom potage. Like, these cube lights, I think, just don't fit the vibe, is why I'm kind of like, you know what, we could put these things on them. Not going to do that for all of them, but I'm going to do it for these two. To give it a bit more height and variety. It's the same thing I remember that I often ran into with some other customizations, is the height variety is not enough. Because everything's so flat. I think here it's better, because we have these tall statues and things, but... I think if anything, it's because so much of the atmosphere is lended to by the flooring. It's difficult to want to put things on the floor because anything I put on the floor feels like it takes away from it more than it adds to it. But at the same time, it does make things look very empty. So I wonder if I probably should have kept it as a 6x6 or 4x4, whatever. I think we're just gonna have to do things hanging from the ceiling. I don't know if we can do anything on the wall which makes sense. Things don't really hang in the sky. It'd be nice if there were some cloud-esque things, but alas, that's not really the case, is it? No, but things hanging from the sky, maybe that is something we can... I mean, this one's often kind of looks like stars, I suppose, in the sky, which, you know, as I said, we don't really want stars, but it looks like... certainly looks like something angelic. Which I think will... instead of putting it directly above a bed, as I was tempted to do, I think we're going to put it in these empty spaces instead. To try and fill up a room. Might need a bit more of them. I mean, I think if we put a couple more at the back... it might give a bit more visual interest. That's probably a bit too much overlap. Maybe we should put this one here. And just trying to make it so it's got like some semblance of form, I suppose, when we look at it. That does help sort of bring the roof down, the ceiling down a bit to make it feel a little bit less sparse. I think I've just sort of like given myself an impossible task to make this look like what I'm picturing in my mind. There's just not really any items I can add. I want to add like clouds, but I don't have clouds. There's not like a cloud item which I can just sort of put down, like there are stars, to sort of fill up the empty spaces. Is there anything sort of fluffy? You know, can I just put like a board or cotton wool down on the ground? Be really helpful right now. There are actually cloud items now I think about it, but it's the Mario cloud items which I don't think I have access to. I don't want to rely on using the Zodiac things. I don't want to keep sticking to that Starry Night aesthetic, because while yes it does make sense, I've already done it too many times. It's always what I rely on when I want to do something sort of, you know, mystical in that sense. I want mysticism in a different direction, you know? And if that's wrong, then I don't want to be right. Okay, perhaps that's a bit like, I'm just saying stuff for saying stuff now, but we could put like an arch. Oh, none of these arches like look reasonable. Like, there's a wedding arch, isn't there? Where is the wedding arch? There it is. What do you mean? There was no room anywhere to put any wedding arch? There's got to be room if I put these away, probably. But now it at least more looks like you're walking into metaphorical, like a Garden of Eden, perhaps is a better way to put it. But like in a metaphorical sense rather than a literal sense. I actually think bringing that away from a wall does help a bit. Because it's a thing I never really think about. If I bring it away from a wall, it doesn't feel like there's a hard boundary there anymore. It feels like it should keep extending onwards. But it's also a thing I don't want to make not symmetrical, because that's how I imagine things would look like. You know? If I'm trying to replicate a sort of heaven, things are going to be like perfectly symmetrical like that, aren't they? But I think bringing things a bit closer helps. In a very subtle way to be like, hey, things don't look as... the space doesn't look as empty. It more feels like it keeps stretching on beyond the horizon, but this concentrated area is not too bad. It still does look a bit empty, I would say. Oh, I did not mean to turn off the lights. If you turn off lights, you see just how empty it is. So maybe I should just drown it in the bright white light, so you don't notice how empty it really is. The alternative is maybe we put a rug down. A rug which sort of blends into the ground. A cloud. It gives it a bit of grounding. Takes it away from the sort of mystical element of it. But it also does fill up the area a bit more. So I can't really fault it in the same sense. I mean, these are already kind of brought in from the wall. Maybe I can bring it in a touch more. Yeah, I think that fits in. I think that looks a bit better. I think if you look at it from this low angle, I think it looks quite nice. But I think I'm getting too stuck on looking at it from a very high up aesthetic. aesthetic top-down view, which is not really its best angle. And I think you should be in just like the purest of purest white nightgowns, which I don't even know if that's an option, but I think lace nightgown is a thing, isn't it? Am I just making that up? But everything in my mind is like, you should be wearing pure white. You should look like an angel, I think. Now, what's going to make you look like an angel? That is a good question. We're going to have to figure it out. Ah, like a chiton. Chiton? I don't know how you say that. That's an interesting idea. Dollhouse dress. Because light blue can work as white. Flapper's probably a bit too flashy, isn't it? I actually quite like the tunic or the chiton or chiton. I don't really know how you meant to say it. I was thinking lacy dress, but I'm not super convinced by it. A mage's robe? I mean, maybe this could look like a angel thing with a halo. Hold on, let's find the halo. Is a halo even in this game? Or is that a previous? That might have been a previous game. No, okay, there is a halo. You're like an angel asleep. I don't really see like a pure white lace. Oh, wedding dress. That's an interesting idea. Sweet dress also works, but I think it should be a bit more interesting than that. I'm going to be honest. I think that's it. I'm quite partial to this. This looks very angelic, doesn't it? Which I know you have a very sort of goth aesthetic. I think there's something interesting, I suppose, in subverting that. In a sense. Interesting. I mean, I've probably actually already done something like this. I probably just can't remember, is the sad part. I mean, I was talking about it in the previous episode. The fact I was like, I don't even remember doing Renee's customization. So I think there's a very real possibility that I've actually just straight up done this customization before and I just don't remember it. Or I've done something very similar and it's just gone from memory. In which case I apologise. I think everything should just be pure white. Oh, genius. Let's make it winter as well. So it's covered in... What? The ground isn't covered in a layer of snow? I should not put you on this island. I should put you on a snowy island. I wish we could just pick you up from this acre and put you somewhere else, but we're going to make it winter anyway. And we're going to make it snow. Ooh. And purest of white to make it look like it's heaven beyond earth or something. Now, you might be like, how are you going to decorate the outside? That's a good question. I don't really know. What if we just flooded it with these cube lights? Doesn't make any sense. Like, literally no sense whatsoever. I just kind of want it to be snowy on the ground. I'm very annoyed at myself, and I definitely chose the wrong acreage for this one, but we're going to have to roll with it now because, you know, I've made my bed. I've got to lie in it. Cotton candy. Kind of looks like a cloud on a stick. It's a very funny idea. I don't know how to incorporate that properly, though. Right, well, I mean, I chose this island originally because I thought I was going to do like a monk's retreat or something of like a solo meditation, but instead I've made heaven on earth, so it's a bit of a different direction from what I was expecting. So unsurprisingly, I don't really have a lot of stuff I can put down. Pearl is an interesting idea. I don't really know what I'm going to do with that. I also didn't know you could just put down pearls. I just want to... I don't even know what to put down. I guess I'll just put a load of angels down, to be honest. Nothing else really makes sense to me. But like, at least a load of angels is sort of like they're ushering you in. Oh yeah, I forgot we can't center this, can we? And again, we've got to remember, symmetry is the key to making it feel like a grand design, I suppose. And I say it's ironic. Symmetry is a key, given that we can't actually make this place look symmetric. For multitudes of reasons. Okay, move us forward a bit. We're just going to have to deal with the lack of symmetry. Unfortunately. It's so annoying. Like, come on, Animal Crossing. I can't believe they put that in the game and did not think, like, hey, maybe we should allow the houses to be at least centered. Put some lilies, I suppose, here. I mean, I think white lilies are a symbol of death. So I think we've just kind of made a graveyard. I mean, I guess that is, like, a really good place to sleep. It's quiet. Same for pleasant dreams. It's kind of, okay, it's not like a graveyard. It's more like maybe like an afterlife sort of thing. You know, like the good place. Not seen that show, by the way, so I don't really know if it's like the good place or not, but the good place is like heaven or something, isn't it? Oh, I hate owl. How good could this good place be if this heaven is not symmetrical? Is that even aligned? I think that's aligned. Okay, let's not focus on the outside too much, because I mean I already know I've made a mistake by putting the outside here rather than somewhere where the snow can actually go on the ground. So I already made a mistake. So let's not get too preoccupied with the rights and wrongs. I wanted to put the wedding cathedral thing down. Yes, this is cool. Wedding pipe organ. So I thought that'd be funny. Just sort of chucking over there. There's a bit of asymmetry. I suppose let's also rotate these around to make it more symmetrical. Yeah, I think we just sort of had to roll with that. I don't think I've ever used a snare drum. I think I do want to put something down. Maybe we will put the pearls on the ground just to sort of dot the ground with. Pretend it's like snowdrops or something. I mean, it's basically what I usually do with star fragments, except for I'm doing it with pearls. At least it kind of looks like snow. Why is it not snowing? I can't get both snow and fog. That seems hardly fair. Oh no, I can get snow and fog. Okay, it just has to be a bit darker. I'm willing to roll with it. I'm willing to roll with it. Oh, it's not quite as foggy though. I did think it looked better with a blanket of fog. Okay, fine. You know what? We're gonna roll with it because it looks like there's a sort of heavenly bloom about it. So I think we'll roll with that. What do I think of this? I think it's interesting. I think I took an interesting detour from what I expected. But at least I don't think I've made something like this. I don't think I've recreated heaven. Although maybe I have. I don't remember doing so. Oh, I didn't polish anything. Oh. I would have probably just given most things Fuzzly Bubs. But oh well. That's very much my bad. Well, you know. I'm trying to think what I think about this. I don't hate it. I think the way I describe it is, I like the concept. I don't think the execution has worked quite as well as I liked. But again, I think this one is also one which feels a bit restricted by the Animal Crossing engine. Not engine, but like the choices I have. Like, if I could put fluffy clouds down, if I could put like a mystical layer, I suppose, rising up from the ground at like chest level rather than just at ground level, I think that would work a lot better. But unfortunately, I cannot. But I think it looks okay. You know, I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm not a hater. It's just like, is this the best I can do? I don't really know where I want you to stand. I guess you kind of had to be in the bed for it to be symmetrical. But I don't know how I'm going to take the photo. Like from this angle? It looks kind of terrible. Well, at least put a little bit of the angle on here to keep things a bit more visually interesting. And I feel like we should actually put a filter on this. Soft filter. That is just so bright, like. Soft filter frame. It does kind of look like she's passed away, which was not my intention. Well, not fully my intention. But I guess, you know, she's just in a really deep sleep. She's like a sleeping beauty. Oh, that would have been a cool way to do it. A fairy tale thing with Sleeping Beauty. Again, I'm not really sticking with a prompt, I'm going to be honest. This is very much not a home. But you're going to have to blame the fact that, you know, if anything, this is kind of like more of a land of Nod. If anything. Like, this is like Olivia and Rhonda's prompts. Like, imagine they're switched around, you know? That probably fits the specification a little bit better. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's not my favourite, I don't think. But I don't hate it either. I think, you know, I respect the fact that I went for an interesting direction of it. I should have seen what other people have done, but see, other people are probably going to do a much more normal thing of like actually making a house. So what was it called? A Home for Pleasant Dreams. Rhonda, a Home for Pleasant Dreams, or like a spa or something, but or like a spacey-esque thing. Yeah, spacey-esque thing. This one's actually just like a normal house. Ooh, this one's like a haunted manor with like stars and that sort of thing. But I've done the star thing too many times. Too many times. Like, almost all my customizations just use the star thematic. Tia. I vaguely remember yours. It's like a fancy tea party. I mean, I sort of recognise it when I look at it. Velma, I do not remember yours. Ah, yours was the school. I made you like a maths professor or something. Well, kind of like kind of makes it. You look more like science professor. Matilda. I don't remember yours. I still don't remember yours looking at it. I don't even know what your prompt is. Also, that's not the greatest photo, I would say. I can't really see most of it, but I mean, it looks like a nice place. Is yours a bathroom place? Yeah, okay, I remember yours. Yours is a bathroom showcase. I straight up don't remember. Is your name even Matilda? Yeah, Matilda. Straight up just don't remember. Who even are you? Roswell. I don't remember yours either. A scientific experiment thing? Ah, yours is we made like a narrow corridor. I think I vaguely remember that. Is yours a runway? Yeah. Yours is pretty good. I think that's Nate's cardboard one? Yeah, yours is actually pretty awesome. I like the concept I came up with that one. Okay, who else do we have out and about to give us wallpaper and stuff? Because we're probably not too far off getting the promotion. Bangle. Yours must be a summer based. What is yours? I have no idea what yours is. It's a clothing store, I can see that much, but I don't remember it. Okay. I don't remember yours either. Ah, yours is the jazz bar. Wow, this is weird. I have no recollection. No, okay. I'm starting to get a recollection of Bangles. I still don't remember doing Matilda's. I don't even know what the prompt is still. Is it just like a natural house or something? I mean, if I can't figure out the prompt, it's probably because I started deviating from it. That feels like a later one for me. Let's see. Dear darling Matilda. I spelled darling wrong. I put dowering. Happy Home Paradise? Legend. What on earth is this? I don't even spell. Happy Home Paradise. Matilda's eco-friendly environment. Okay. I got it kind of there. 15 moments. Baby bed, simple bed, wooden full-length mirror. What is going on with that? I don't know. I'm going to wrap this episode off here though. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, ta farewell. So until next time. Bye bye for now.